let's be honest here, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but I do like some of the movies. If I like the character, the movie can be kinda stupid and I'll probably still like it. That being said, there's not that many characters I really like. Tony Stark is easily my favorite. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. basically carries this whole franchise. He's the glue that holds everything together, and it's just a great character too. I like the Hulk. I think Mark Ruffalo is great. Deadpool is great. The new Spider-Man is kinda good too. And I like Ant-Man a lot. Mainly because Paul Rudd is great. And the writing in the first movie was actually pretty damn good. That being said, the stories, plot lines in these movies I usually don't care about. But have a good, entertaining character on the screen and I'll usually enjoy it. But to be honest, when I heard they were making this, I was kinda surprised. Because I know I enjoyed the first movie. But I don't remember it being a huge hit. But more than that, I don't ever hear anyone talk about Ant-Man when talking about Marvel movies. But hey, I'm happy they made a sequel, and I was pretty excited to watch this. And you know what? It pretty much delivered, more or less, what I expected. Comedy-wise, it's probably even funnier than I expected. I thought the first half of the movie was pretty much hilarious. However, I noticed a few things. First of all, there's a lot more bad jokes than good ones. But there's so many of them that it's still really funny, even though most of them aren't that good. And I also noticed that I was basically just laughing at all the little throwaway jokes, probably the dumbest ones, but also the most subtle ones, the ones that felt most effortless. I mean, I got 2 good chuckles out of a goddamn card trick. But the more it tried, the less fun it was. The elaborate stuff really didn't work for me. It was the simple things that consistently kept me entertained. But another thing I noticed was that what I actually enjoyed about this movie really had nothing to do with Ant-Man or any of the superhero stuff. I basically enjoyed Paul Rudd being funny, which brings me to my real issue with the movie. There's not enough Paul Rudd. And there's a good reason this movie is called Ant-Man and the Wasp and not Ant-Man 2. Because the actual story is basically all about the Wasp. Now, I like Evangeline Lilly. She can be great if you give her great stuff to work with. And she's good in this. But I don't know about the character. There's not really that much there. I mean, she's definitely not bad in this. But she's essentially treated like a plot device or something. She's basically at the center of the story. But she doesn't do anything interesting or endearing or that funny. She just does things that drive the story forward. One thing after the next. And that brings me back to the fact that I just don't care about this story. It's just whatever. It's fine, I guess, but I didn't really care. I didn't feel invested in it. Now, on a technical level, this is just your average Marvel movie. Nothing really stood out. It's fine. But I thought the pacing in the first half was actually really good. It's pretty relentless, actually. Once it gets going, it just keeps going and never slows down. For more than a scene here or there. But here's the biggest issue I had. The second half. Last third of the movie. It kinda bored me. I more or less zoned out. It didn't hold my attention. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that it wasn't nearly as funny as the first half of the movie. Less Ant-Man and less jokes. And I have a thing about action sequences, and I realize I'm probably an outlier, but action generally bores me. Most people seem to enjoy action sequences. I really don't. I don't know why, but I don't. Unless they're exceptionally well executed. And the longer the sequence, the better it needs to be. A short sequence here and there I'm fine with. But when you have long sequences, like this one had, I usually stop paying attention at some point. It's just not interesting. And in this one, basically the whole third act is one long action sequence. I mean, there's a car chase thing that seemed to go on for like 15 minutes straight. So as much as I enjoyed the first part of the movie, the second part kinda let me down. I mean, I expect a certain amount of action in these movies. I'd be an idiot not to. But this one seemed a little excessive. So the movie kinda lost me there at the end. But it's still a really funny movie. And there was still really funny stuff in that second part too. So it wasn't a complete disaster or anything like that. I just think it could have been better. So would I recommend it? Yeah, it's easily one of the funniest Marvel movies. And I enjoyed it for the most part. So go watch it. Or don't. I'm not your aunt.